Oh fuck! I really did put a couple chunks into my finger off of that.
Oh
shit!
Jesus.
Okay,
We'll talk about that in
the
a
cold
minute.
open. Scotty's injured themselves. It's service of the podcast. Fuck.
Do you do that for every podcast? Is that like part of the record for you?
Yeah,
You have to give a little blood to each podcast.
Well, we appreciate it. Blood for the blood gods and all that.
It's like they gotta hear the nuts line. No.
Just, I mean, for the, we'll explain for the folks at home. We were watching this minute, and there was a moment of the minute where we were watching the minute together, and there was a moment of the minute where something made me and Scotty laugh every single time.
It made me laugh too. I was part of the problem.
Oh
sure.
yeah, oh yeah. And I kept asking Diet Coke, like, hey. Are you ready? And Diet Coke kept being like, I can't hear the line after this thing because everybody's laughing. And so, of course, on the next go, we were all being very careful not to laugh. It's a very funny thing that happens. And so Scotty has disfigured himself.
I was trying to bite my finger to stop from laughing so hard, and apparently I just really got into it.
Holy shit.
I need to get you a wooden spoon.
The things we do for podcasting.
Hey, everyone, and everyone's moms. Welcome to the Big Match Minute. I'm Diet Coke.
I'm Lilith, and I don't think we've done enough welcoming moms to the podcast.
Yeah, this is, I don't know if you'll hear, but this is a mom-friendly zone.
And because on every podcast that I because when I'm making like the marketing materials and stuff like that, and it says like target demographics, the first thing I put down is MILFs every time.
Right away.
Right away. And that's not because the show is aimed at them, but that's because that's who I want to be listening to.
Yeah, you market to the audience you want to have, not to the audience you have.
Right, exactly.
This podcast is kid-friendly, MILF-approved.
And we are once again, for the second episode in a row, being joined by future world record holder, Scotty.
That's right, choosy MILFs, choose Scotty. I'm still here, baby. They can't get rid of me.
We didn't want to. You were a delight on the previous episode. And of course, your expertise in all things wrestling, including your temporary residence in the WWE Thunderdome, were very valuable.
And what's bad is, as we stated in the cold open, we watched this together, and as I was doing it, I was like, I know this is a goofy show where we make jokes, but also, I've got a lot to say about this minute.
It is.
For the record, this is not a goofy show where we make jokes, because I did put an end to all silly business in the last episode.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
This is now an academic document.
Exactly.
This is our TED Talk.
Yeah. I will be putting up the transcripts of this podcast on JSTOR. So.
And you know what's great about this show, Lily?
What's that?
Is that anything you or I write, it's a transcript.
Dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. Diet Coke. I almost like.
Oh, I get
it. Oh God. Oh. So, to the last minute.
Yeah.
We're kind of bouncing back and forth between John Cena's silly rap dumb shittery.
Yeah.
And Bray Wyatt doing some peak Bray Wyatt, like that dark gravelly, like just that super captivating mode that he can just seemingly lock into in an instant at any time, as like the previous 5 years of his career
Yeah.
will show
But like
you.
the beauty of it though is that it's him. Like he's not
Mhm.
playing Swamp Bray, which by the way, Extreme Rules has come and gone. I forgot how thick of an accent Swamp Bray had.
Oh my
Or I don't know
God.
if he just upped it during that rivalry. But he came on and was just like, "Hey there, man. I'm here to talk to you, Braun Strowman." I'm like, that is not what you sounded like
Yeah.
back then, Bray.
Yeah. Oh
He
my
watched
God.
a bunch of X-Men the animated series to get in character because he forgot how to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to remember because it's been so the last episode we recorded 40 minutes ago. The episode before that, it had been months since we recorded anything. Or
Yeah.
maybe a month. Or possibly more. I think Extreme Rules happened in that time.
Oh no.
We haven't really had a chance to talk about the swamp match on this. Now, DC, were you, I forget, you were with us for the swamp match?
No, unfortunately. Or was I? Did I see the swamp match and just completely forget that I did? I don't think I did.
It had a very memorable section where Braun Strowman was chained down to a chair with chains that he could have absolutely escaped from at any time
Yeah,
by
that doesn't
slightly
sound
shifting
familiar.
his arm.
I don't think I watched the swamp match.
Oh, that's too bad. Well,
It was like a bad boneyard match is the best
Yeah.
way, because like both of those had, I described the boneyard match as an episode of Walker Texas Ranger that you got some wrestling on, and that's kind of the vibe this one had, which is like a made for TV kind of just show
I do
that
love
you
the
spilled
boneyard
some
match.
wrestling in.
yeah. We loved the boneyard match. Did decide not. This podcast was actually originally like, I say that we made it to talk about this match, but like we came up with the idea for it during the boneyard match, and then
It's true.
ultimately decided not to do it, just because it's mostly action, and that gets a little boring to talk about minute by minute. But God, I loved the boneyard match.
Mhm.
Didn't love the swamp match. Anyway.
Yeah, it was I believe I described it as most cinematic matches are either objectively really bad or very good. This
Mhm.
is that was the first ever cinematic match that was perfectly average.
Yeah.
Like that happened.
Yeah. So let's get into this minute. You're a horrible person, says Bray Wyatt.
Heavy accusations right off the bat.
Right off the bat. I mean, this came from, you're not a hero, John, you're a bully. You're a horrible person. And I go back and forth on John Cena. I don't know about horrible person.
Well, I think he's, as much as this is blurring the lines, he is speaking to the character of
Yeah.
John Cena, maybe?
Which, and this is something, because we didn't just do the Firefly Funhouse match, we also did the video package before the Firefly Funhouse match.
God.
And this is something that we talked about quite a while ago, but like it included that Bray Wyatt was talking about how John Cena only ever does things for himself and he's so selfish, while the video package was showing John Cena like hanging out with cancer children for Make-A-Wish. So like that's definitely included in, the quote unquote kayfabe John Cena.
Yeah.
This
But
man.
there's the argument to be made that he's not doing it for the kids. He's doing it for his image.
That's true.
Yeah. Or it could be flipping the script entirely, talking about actual John Cena and then playing into like when John went over the Nexus at SummerSlam, when John went over Bray, which comes up later. Like that might be
yeah.
what it is he's just like playing into this idea of John Cena, the burial machine. And that's what this is.
I mean, and hey, the next line, I mean, it is classic John Cena. It's what John Cena did to Bray, did to Nexus, did to any number of really promising talents that kind of then went nowhere. You take the weaknesses of others and turn them into jokes. And John Cena kind of became and this match definitely puts a lot more legwork into mapping John Cena to Hulk Hogan, but that is like he was doing classic Rock there for several years, where just anybody's trying to get themselves over, John Cena grabs the mic, drops a couple one-liners about whatever unexamined aspect of their act that is normal WWE silliness, but then John Cena just kind of pokes them with a needle and deflates them a little bit. The same way The Rock did. And
nothing ever felt like a threat to John Cena. He would always come out and like make jokes. Like even when he fought Lesnar and got the crap beat out of him, like that was one. And then when The Rock beat him at WrestleMania, I think a year later he came out and was like, "You didn't beat me, I beat me." Like, shut up, John. Other people can be better at you than you at times.
Yeah. I think, and this is one that we've covered quite a bit, but like, he turned Rusev into a fucking joke. When Rusev was like a world eater coming into Mania 31, like, and it's that same thing. He just, he got on mic, told a few quips that got the 8-year-olds to really see, Rusev was like a total world eater. John Cena turned him into like, a kind of silly foreign heel, just kind of one-dimensional character.
But on the bright side, the one good story we do have out of WrestleMania 31 is apparently Lana and Rusev did fuck on that tank. That has been confirmed by Lana.
Holy shit. That rules.
When we talked about it on Fight Boys, my wrestling show, we went like, do you think the day Rusev got fired, he just ran into Vince's office and was like, "Fine, you can fire me, but I fucked on your tank," and ran out?
You do anything for fame. Congratulations, you're the man now, John.
I thought you were talking about Rusev for a minute.
No, did I?
No, I just started launching into the minute again. I'm sorry, y'all.
You'd fuck on a tank, John. You're the man.
Hey, that's Edge's job,
Yeah. If somebody's gonna have sex on camera during a wrestling show, that's Edge's job. Oh my god! That will never not be
funny to me. Sorry that I talk about it so much, listeners.
How many times have we talked about that segment on this show that has nothing to do with Edge?
I think it comes up at least every other episode, and I think more than that.
No, I do want to. Because we were kind of laughing through the line, but congratulations, you're the man now, John. Really,
that's funny.
Send me. Which I
like to me, it's very reminiscent of, and I'm gonna bring this one up a lot, the CM Punk promo where he's like, "You're the man, John. You are no longer the underdog in this fight. You are what you hate. You are the New York Yankees." Like that's what that whole line read to me.
It's a classic good Punk promo. Don't get me started about good Punk promos, because we'll be here all night.
Yeah.
Poor lonely John Cena. This is your last chance, man. The floor is yours. And Bray, he bows to the corner of the ring, and he tells John,
"I can see the face in my head. I can't get rid of it."
We're not there yet.
And now we're getting to the the source of the injury mentioned in the pre-show. We get some dark piano chords as John Cena's face just turns I don't know. How do y'all want to describe it? 'Cause
It's okay, if people have not seen this match and yet for some reason did see the build up to John Cena versus Kane a couple of years ago, the give in to the hate storyline.
Mhm.
It's the face John Cena makes where he quote unquote gives in to the hate and he looks down the barrel of the camera and just it's like his face melts.
Yeah.
Really. It's like and he just goes into the most painted on frown ever.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it reminded me of. Do you remember, to flash back to an earlier, very different time on the internet?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? And we're gonna get into some dark territory here, but do you remember before Pepe the Frog was adopted by neo-Nazis and the like?
Right.
When it was just there was a minute when it was just like a normal image that would turn up in memes.
I love.
Yeah. There was the meme that I always remember of that era is where you see a Pepe looking sad and it says when you miss someone, and then you see Pepe looking angry and it says when you remember what they did. That is what John Cena does here. Is he goes from cartoonish over the top sad to cartoonish over the top angry in the space of 1 second. And there's like a music sting with it.
Yeah, there's just dark piano. He makes this face, and now usually when someone gives into the hate or when you remember what someone did, you do something, I don't know, anything else other than what John Cena does after he makes this face.
But again, it's very in keeping with the 2002 John Cena character.
Yeah.
You in the doctor's house trying to get up in my face?
That was the line that I couldn't hear because we were all laughing too hard at the face.
All you really get is these nuts up in your face. John, you rhymed face with face. It's just lazy.
Hearing John's words come out of your mouth is my favorite thing of all time.
I always try to give them like a very not John Cena delivery. I'm glad it's appreciated.
But yeah, no, the best part of it is not the line. It's right after when John Cena pulls out a pack of nuts. And then you expect him to hit Bray in the chest or the face. No, they just kind of impotently fly at his feet, and Bray just looks down like, "What the fuck was that supposed to be?"
It is also worth noting that you very, very clearly see the brand of nut that they are.
I wrote down they're emerald cashews.
Yeah.
John Cena got a sponsor deal for this one weird ass match.
Oh yeah, you're gonna use a bag of our delicious cashews in one of your wrestling matches. Yeah. How are you gonna? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm John Cena.
John Cena. It's gonna be great. You're gonna sell a lot of nuts.
Well, also that could be commentary on John being a product placement kind of guy. So that might be what that is. But no, I love this a lot because, like you said, when giving into the hate, you probably shouldn't just pull out some cashews and throw them at a man's feet. But what I like about this is this is one of the great moments of commentary this match has, because basically what Bray just did is something that John's dealt with his entire career, of having people basically say we're sick of the same shit over and over again. Give us something new. I.e., the Punk storyline where it's we need you to evolve. Or Brock, where Brock beats him into nothingness. The man leaves and then he comes back and he's exactly the same. Nothing changes about him. He keeps doing the same things over and over and over again. And so that's when Bray looks at him and says, "Have I not convinced you yet? Not only is what you're doing bad for us, it's bad for you too. You are alone. You are sad, sad man. Please, we need something new out of you. We need basically genuine John Cena. And instead of getting that, we get my nuts in your face."
The worst rhyme, the most immature fucking stupid joke. This is something that would have been left on the on the cutting room floor of the DX writers' room.
No, it wouldn't, because they wouldn't even say a line. They would just crotch chop like I was just thinking this is kind of the same moment as when Triple H crotch chops at Undertaker in a late in career match as a way of saying, "Hey, end it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think you're being generous to DX there, is I guess what I'm saying.
I can't even talk shit because I wouldn't have gotten into wrestling in my adult years if it wasn't for DX.
I mean, listen, there's
We all have our private shame.
we all have our private shames. The fact of the matter is that I actually this is a story that I've told I think on the podcast before, but I think you will uniquely appreciate the first wrestling show that I got, after which I dove in head first, got super into wrestling, was the Raw after Survivor Series 2015, which was the one after so Roman won the title.
Roman. Hold on, I'm trying to see how nerdy I am because if I can remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Seth was out.
Yes.
Roman beat Dean, didn't he?
Yes.
And oh shit, I'm trying to remember the other matches on that card.
Well. So what I think the important thing is what happened directly after Roman beat Dean, because that's when Sheamus cashed in the Money in the Bank contract,
No!
and then the Raw after that was when the League of Nations was formed, and I saw that and thought, this is good. I am going to dedicate a significant portion of my life to watching this form of art.
Oh, that's the worst.
It was
because mine was like 2009, and it was when Shawn had been away for a while after losing to Taker at Mania, and Triple H was like, I need a tag team partner to fight so-and-so. So he goes and he finds Shawn in a fucking cafeteria working as like as like one of the cafeteria maids. And that's what got me back in, is I was like, these are people from my childhood. And he just kicked a child in the face. Let's go.
Oh, wrestling's bad. It's good, but it's so bad.
Here, wrestling is like Pacific Rim, and it's fucking ridiculous. And if you lean into it, it's great. But if you make Pacific Rim Uprising, where it's all got to be serious and John Boyega has no character development, then no, it's fucking bad.
It's really bad.
Anyways, Raw Underground was great.
Oh god, the little I've seen of Raw Underground is
Don't.
I refuse to watch Raw Underground until Shane McMahon makes Faye Jackson one of the dancers. And if you got that joke, then you spend a lot of time in the same weird corner of indie wrestling Twitter that I do.
Oh no, I'm with you.
Yeah. Great. So let's polish off this minute. After John ineffectually tosses the cashews at Bray's feet, and then they immediately fall out of the ring, he then goes for a clothesline to the corner, which shot in the weirdest way possible, where like he's clotheslining the camera.
Oh yeah,
his nipple is the last thing we see before it cuts. I noticed that it's sort of centered on his nipple.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then we
almost
do get
as if we are being consumed by his nipple.
The eater of worlds is now John Cena's nipples.
Oh god.
But yeah, and then we get the ominous visage of Bray Wyatt in his fun Mr. Rogers sweater, wrapping a steel chain around his fist.
Well, I don't know if you noticed this. It's Cena's necklace chain, because Cena no longer has it.
You're right.
He just took Cena's necklace chain right off him when he did his teleportation magic.
He's like Nightcrawler.
Yes. It's like Nightcrawler, but in some ways cooler and in some ways, he is a white person who has dreadlocks, and that's not great.
He's also not cooler than Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler's cool as hell.
Okay, but Nightcrawler can't summon the Fiend, and that is a definite mark in the L column for Nightcrawler.
Every time Nightcrawler teleports, he is traveling through another dimension with creatures like the Fiend.
Interesting.
Did you see that X-Men Evolution episode?
I did not see that.
It was great. So Nightcrawler finds out that basically every time he teleports, that happens, and he just didn't know it because he's always going so fast. But something happens that makes it go slow. So he tries to teleport and ends up just spending like an hour in a hell dimension, and he doesn't understand why. And then he learns that he does that every single time he teleports.
Okay, I take it back. Bray Wyatt is like Nightcrawler, but less cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've just been sitting here for a long ass time during that whole diatribe going like, how have I not realized yet that it's problematic for this white man to be wearing dreads?
Yeah, we've talked about that on the show.
We've talked about that on the show quite a bit.
And I'm not usually the person to be like, well, it's okay because, but in my head, I'm like, maybe the Fiend made him do it, and the Fiend is a real big racist, but Bray's fine.
The Fiend is just a horrible... Well, Bray did get the dreads while he was still Swamp Cult leader Bray.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will say that was, well... Because then it's just putting the impetus on Rob Zombie for cultural appropriation.
Yeah,
but I think he probably stole it from Zombie.
He did. I mean, he stole it from Rob Zombie, but I'll get on Rob Zombie's ass for that too.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie listen. Rob Zombie knows where we stand. One time he blocked me on Twitter.
I do want to ask this, and it's not me trying to make excuses. But what hairstyle could he have other than the dreads? Because I don't know anything else that would work. I guess it's because I've seen him so much with it that it works in my head.
I think he'd be fine. I mean, he could just shave his head.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I want him to shave his head. I also just
he would look like an egg.
What's wrong with that?
He would.
I love eggs.
He would. He would kind of look like Braun Strowman looks right now, and that's not good. But I think if he grew, and he's kind of doing it where he grew out his roots a bunch and then just chopped off the dreads, I could see same haircut but just regular hair hanging into his face, and doing all the Fiend stuff. That's all great. The dreads are bad. The dreads are just bad.
I here's the bad thing. I don't think they're getting rid of them because the big point in the Alexa Bliss storyline is the fact that she now has a singular pink dread in her hair, which preceded Nikki Cross to be like, I don't like it. It reminds me of the Fiend.
Yeah.
And then Alexa just threw a coffee mug at the ground and was like, "We're not friends anymore."
That's how the Fiend unfortunately seduces people to the dark side, is by
you wake up with a singular dread.
You wake up with a singular dread. Oh my god.
I mean, listen. That's what the Jedi do.
That is what the Jedi do. Holy shit. Now, is this some long-term storytelling? Is this the first breadcrumb of something that is truly
Yeah, it turns out the Fiend founded the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
The Fiend is actually Yoda. He grows up, the face gets greener.
Good Lord.
That's the life cycle. Is they're a baby Yoda, and then they're the Fiend, and then they're an old Yoda.
I cannot wait for that episode of The Mandalorian. Oh my god. Okay, so both of you, I if Bray Wyatt were to shave off all of, actually, before I go into this, do you have anything else you'd like to say about the minute?
I don't.
No.
Okay, great.
I'm now interested in this new alternate podcast series we're doing, which is a fun what if wrestling.
No. This is going somewhere. If Bray Wyatt were to shave off all those dreads, which would be great and preferable, but he was doing it I do a lot of home hair cutting. I actually did
Yeah.
a lot of home hair cutting even before the pandemic, but I do a lot of home hair cutting, and one of the problems is you get a lot of hair in the drain. And I mean, when you're talking about dreadlocks,
yeah.
you're talking about even more than that. And if he wanted to avoid that,
Oh, damn it.
he would probably need, I don't know, Diet Coke. What's like the object that I'm looking for?
He'd probably just like go and do it in a different room and then use like a broom
Yeah.
afterwards. That's
No,
what I do.
Bray Wyatt's got carpeted floors everywhere. He has like 2 kids right now, 2 very young kids.
Yep.
He does not have hardwood
Um,
anywhere in his home.
Actually, I understand where you're going. I have an alternate question, though, which is what if he cuts it too short and it just never grows back? And he really wants that full head of hair look. He could get, like, hair...
Like a toupee or something, yeah.
No. Like something that really feels like your hair, that you can run your hands through it.
You
like
can run your
hair.
hands through it. Feels very...
Like a hair
think he-
transplant?
No, well, you're close.
Diet Coke, I'm gonna kill you. I think he...
Diet Coke is in a handicap match right now with 2 people desperately trying to get something out of them.
But, oh my god, it's working very well, unfortunately. But Diet Coke, I think the thing that we're looking for is plugs.
Oh, plugs, of course.
Yes.
Diet Coke, do you have any plugs that you'd like to give us?
I do whatever. I do all kinds of shows. I do a show. I used to do a show called the Official Dunson Checks In podcast. You can go check out that. It very, very recently ended. In fact, depending on when you're listening to this, the final episode might not even be out yet.
Mm-hmm.
So go check that out. I also do a show called Go Go Godzilla. That's where we talk about Godzilla. Those are both on the Benview Network. You can follow me on Twitter at VeryCoolEmily. And if you want to see me stream on Twitch, just go to dietcoke.cool.
Scotty, do you have any plugs for us?
You can find me on Twitter at ScottyMo, SCOTTYE.
This is a choice.
MO, man. And then you could go to a loadofpurebs.com. You're here because you like wrestling. Go listen to JWF Monday Night Ignition. It's the world's only audio exclusive wrestling organization because we all know the most important thing when it comes to wrestling is being able to hear it. So you can get all that at loadofpurebs.com, man. Follow the buzzards.
All right, and you go to twitter.com/JethCarpets to find me, ghostpuncher.net/CORPS to find my podcast. It's a heavy metal tabletop role-playing podcast. It's very good. Now, in wrestling matches, the John Cena, he's got the attitude adjustment. Bray Wyatt, he has the mandible claw. Or Sister Abigail. These are finishers, you know? It's a nice way to tie the button on the end of a match and send the folks home happy because they just saw a real cool move. Now, I think a lot of podcasts you want to give that same reliability and close the show on a familiar note, something that makes people feel like, yes, I have just enjoyed a podcast. Diet Coke, do we have anything remotely like that?
We do not.